Okay. I never thought I'd be sitting here making a YouTube video, but here we are. I can hear somebody walking and I'm embarrassed. You'd think after 5 years of content creation, I wouldn't be embarrassed to do this anymore, but that's not the case. I still am. If you follow me on social media, I'm Colleen. It's probably how you got here. I have been doing social media since I was around 12. My first social media account was on Instagram. It was a mermaid fan page and I had 16,000 followers. So that's where I started. And I worked my way to TikTok in 2020, had 13,000 followers, got embarrassed, decided I wanted to make a new account. My current TikTok account has almost 200,000 followers. I think I'm at 184 right now. I just like left my little makeup thing on my head. Most of my content right now is based around fitness because I am very passionate about fitness. I've been doing fitness for as long as I can remember. My true lifting, like weightlifting journey started around 5 years ago in 2020. And it has been like this since I started. So I thought that I would make a video kind of explaining the different stages of my fitness journey because I feel like it was definitely, I don't feel like, I know it was not a straight path. Like it was not linear. It was honestly like this. It was exponential growth going up and then it dropped completely and I had to start from scratch. So I kind of wanted to just share why I started from scratch, not intentionally. Okay, so let's get right into it, I guess. I have my pictures here from when I first started, and I will obviously show you guys. But okay, so I started off really lean. I was a little bit underweight when I was around 16. I wasn't lifting at 16. I started lifting when I was like 17, 18, but when I was 16, I was extremely scared of carbohydrates. So I was always avoiding carbs. I was always avoiding sugar. I was super cautious about what I was eating. I was definitely scared of weight gain. If I ever worked out at that age, I would only do cardio on the treadmill. My parents were really into fitness. They never forced it on us. They definitely let us do our own thing. I was never in school sports, so I was just like this little lean bean. So when I first started lifting, I had a boyfriend at the time who was a power lifter, so I got into fitness because of him, basically, to be honest. And I kind of wanted more curves. I kind of was at that age where girls were being seen for their curves and I had nothing. So I was kind of like, I want to grow my glutes. I really want to grow my glutes. Like that is a priority. But I had no idea what I was doing. Even though my parents were really into fitness, I kind of only trusted my boyfriend at the time. So I was following everything he was giving me, which was a lot of upper body. I think I had bigger biceps than I do now, but I'll kind of explain why. I was lifting in my basement. We had a set of dumbbells that went up to 80 pounds, I think, or maybe 70. We had a pull up bar, we had a bunch of bands. I was able to do workouts in my basement without needing a gym or that much equipment. We had a bench and it was enough to get started. You definitely don't need a gym to get started, but just starting off, this was perfect for me. I wasn't watching what I was eating at all at this point. I kind of got over the fear of carbohydrates, definitely was still scared of sugar. So I ate decently clean, but I was really only focused on putting on mass. So I kind of bulked up pretty quickly. I had really good beginner gains and I had really fast development. I think within the first year from like 17 to 18, I had basically built up so much muscle at this point for myself compared to what I started with. I absolutely loved it. Like it was amazing. I ended up joining a gym and I started getting into the gym more and I would go there every single morning. I started posting on TikTok and I ended up posting one of my gym transformations that I deleted 1,000 times and re-uploaded and it got 1.2 million likes. That kind of started my whole fitness TikTok stuff. I got on Gym Heroes or like that Gym Stories account on Snapchat because they reached out to me and wanted me to do a story. I was a little bit cringed out by it after I saw it, but regardless, Define reached out to me and I missed the DM in 2021. So I was doing good. I was doing really good. Things kind of took a turn. I ended up having this really bad skin issue. It was atopic dermatitis or contact dermatitis. They told me it was an allergic reaction to something. I still to this day don't know what it was, but it caused so much pain. I wasn't sleeping. I thought it was a food allergy, so I cut out all these food groups. I did food elimination diets. I was suffering so bad. I ended up doing like a carnivore diet and I dropped a lot of weight because of that. So it was completely unintentional, but I did lose quite a bit because I had so many dietary restrictions and I already eat gluten free because I have celiac. So it was a little bit rough. In the midst of all this, my boyfriend decided to break up with me. So, and this is so long ago, but he broke up with me. I was already dealing with so much external stress, and I ended up just losing a lot of muscle. I was still going to the gym consistently. I never stopped in any of all this. I would go to the gym literally sweating and my skin was burning. Like I was on fire at the gym and I just continued to push through it and keep going. I still had a lot of muscle development, but I lost quite a bit of weight. I kind of stuck around that weight for a bit and I ended up going to college. Now, in college, this was my first time away from home. So I was ridiculously unaware of what it was like to be around so many other students and women and boys. And it was taking a major toll on my mental health. So I went to UConn when I got there. It was a spring semester. So I transferred in like mid year, sophomore year, super random. When I started lifting, I did do calorie counting and I used MyFitnessPal for every single thing. I was very cautious about what I was eating and making sure I was tip top shape. So going to college was really hard for me because there was a dining hall right across from me. And there was also 8 other dining halls. I thought I had a binge eating problem. So my body dysmorphia was raging. It was absolutely terrible. I thought I looked like big. I thought I was overweight. Like it was insane. And I looked insanely good. I'm not even gonna lie. I think peak college, like I was 19, looked great. And in my brain, I thought I looked really, really bad. And I was also like, I'm overeating, I'm going out and like drinking and all this stuff. And I think I'm just ruining my physique entirely. If I never thought that, I wouldn't look much different, but I think I could have avoided a lot of mayhem because that kind of snowball affected from there. It was like an avalanche, basically. So what happened was at this point, my brain is so consumed in the thoughts of like what I look like and what I'm eating to the point where I'm not able to focus on anything. Now, I've had ADHD, side note, I've had anxiety, like I have OCD. I thought that maybe getting on an ADHD medication would help me focus on my work because I was so distracted. I couldn't pay attention in class and I was just so overwhelmed with these thoughts of food. So my doctor prescribed me Adderall and it was really helpful in the beginning. It was doing what it was doing for my ADHD, but I also noticed how it had that appetite suppressant. Fortunately, nobody knew I was dealing with this. I internalized this entirely, so nobody knew I was dealing with all these mental health issues around food and body image. Also, my skin issue, for some reason, when I went to college, it disappeared completely when I first went to college. Don't know why. We can get into that another time. So, as I said, we went back to the whole ADHD thing and then the medication. So, as I was on that, I realized it had that appetite suppressant. So, I started to kind of use it for that purpose, which is so bad. Don't do that. Over the summer, I significantly dropped weight. Now, when I saw that, it was coincidentally at the same time I wanted to start getting into modeling. I've always kind of had that thought of doing it, and it was something that I really wanted to pursue. So I ended up trying to do it over that summer of 2023. At this point, I'm restricting pretty heavily on my intake, and I would kind of use that ADHD med to suppress my appetite so I could kind of lose more weight. And I hate saying that. It really is hard for me to say that because I think that there's a part of me that doesn't want to believe I did that to myself. But I did. So basically, school comes back around. I go back to school. I have my own apartment. And I have changed my fitness goals to being very lean and doing a lot of cardio. And I stopped weightlifting at this point because I was kind of going for that model look, which they don't even look for that really anymore in the industry. I don't know why in my brain it was like, you need to be thin, you need to be like this size to get anywhere in the modeling industry. This is not how it works really anymore. I was just constantly getting smaller. I wasn't weightlifting. I was really restricting my diet. I ended up getting a response from Wilhelmina, which is a really, really big modeling agency in New York City. And so I went to do a test shoot with them. I was kind of working with them for a second. But the problem was, I still, again, thought that I was bigger and had more weight to lose. I weighed an amount that I had not weighed since I was probably 13. I was extremely small. I had muscle atrophy. I completely lost every single thing I just spent 4 years building, basically 3 years. I don't know how long. I lost basically all my muscle. I did not go out. I had no social life. I was really locked in on this idea of just being super lean and super small. I actually, this sucks to say too, is I kind of blew my chance with Wilhelmina because I was obviously underweight and not healthy mentally. And I think they saw that. And that is what happened there because immediately after this, I withdrew from school and was diagnosed with ANBP. If you don't know what that is, I don't know if I can really say it on YouTube. I probably can, but you can look it up. And that was really hard for me because I was convinced I was fine. I was convinced that I had everything under control. I withdrew medically from college and I got into Equip, which I never went inpatient. I was always outpatient, but I worked with a group of 5 different team members to kind of heal myself from this ED. I cold turkeyed my Adderall. And I was on a really high dose because I upped it in the beginning of 2023 when I got off of the ADHD medications and was at home. I put on 30 pounds in a month. Now, if you've ever gained weight that quickly, it takes a lot. It's a really big toll on your body. It felt like I physically was hit by a truck and I was binge eating probably around 10,000 calories like consistently. Like this was a thing. Like I would just wake up, immediately hit the kitchen and just binge. And it was just so hard to go from one side of the spectrum to the other. So you go from restricting so heavy and avoiding so many things to not being able to control yourself when your body's screaming for hunger. It was really hard. So I was really inflamed. I was really puffy. I had no idea who I was. I had no idea what just happened. I didn't know where to go. Everything that I kind of built up was just shot. I wasn't doing social media because I was like, I don't feel comfortable. And I told my followers, like, I don't feel comfortable posting about fitness when I'm not personally there. Like, this is not me. This is not what I stood for. This is not the path that I want to show to other women. This is just, it was a shit show. It was really scary. I was in a really dark place. For the entirety of 2024, I worked really hard on healing my relationship with food and the gym because I was kind of not good in either area. I was kind of still depressed, really, really bad. My hormones were really out of whack. Again, I'll do another video on that. And I was having really bad episodes of just really dark depression. And I did try to go back to school. And this time I ended up running 3 miles every single day on top of lifting heavy. I don't even know why I did that, honestly. It was just kind of like because I liked running at the time. I think that the body dysmorphia was still really bad, but I was definitely really lean. I was really dialed in with my diet, and I was lifting really heavy still. I started to really crack down on my upper body days, which was really cool because I had some more upper body development, which I avoided for so long. I had a hybrid schedule, so I'd run in the morning and then go lift. Unfortunately, things went south again, and my mental health was still just not good. I was super depressed. I had crash outs like every single 2 weeks, like to the point where I wasn't moving, I wouldn't go to class, like I wasn't doing anything. So I withdrew again from college to really focus on my mental health. I had great therapists helping me, had my family supporting me, friends supporting me. It was just everything kind of started to align, and I really started to focus back to the basics of what I did to get started in the gym. I took like a 3 month break of lifting. I would say, like, I would go, but I wouldn't really do anything because I was just so burnt out. I started kind of from a fresh plate. So that's kind of how I look the way I do now. I think that the way I work out now is way better, way more healthy. It took me so long to get a good relationship between food and fitness. I'm happily recovered from the AN episode. thank goodness. And I had a great psychiatrist recommended to me that helped me out with my medications because I do deal with depression, anxiety, OCD. And I'm just so glad to be in a place where I like what I look like. I've had my share of fitness progress. I did get back into posting on social media, and now I do more of like a mental health side of things where we as women have to stop trying to be the smallest versions of ourselves, and putting on muscle and having muscle is really healthy and it's really good for you. And you can be lean without it being extreme, is kind of what I tell people. You can get to your fitness goals without having to be one or the other, because I used to be that way. I used to be it's all or nothing. No, there is a balance. And it took me 5 years to find that balance. I love looking at pictures of myself now because it's really hard for me to go back and look at other pictures from other points in time. And now I can confidently say I'm really happy with what I look like, which is really nice to hear come out of my mouth because it's been a minute. That was a really quick summary of my fitness journey. And I do want to make this channel into a bunch of different videos that kind of go off each topic that I kind of mentioned. I will ask people on my Instagram or my TikTok what they want to see. I can try to do like what I do in a day, but just leave a comment or go follow me on social media and let me know what you want to see. And I thought this was kind of like a cool little introduction to YouTube. So, but yeah, that's my fitness journey. Very much up and down. Progress is not linear. And I just hope to inspire other women to continue with their own fitness journey and to reach out to me if they deal with anything similar. I've been there, girl. I get it. Trust me. If anyone knows how you feel, it's probably me. But thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Follow me. Here are my social media links, all really under my name, Colleen Plaskett. And I can't wait to get this channel started. Bye.